A Midsummer Night's Dream by William Shakespeare. A Midsummer Night's Dream is one of the most popular plays of William Shakespeare. The play has a magical atmosphere, a hilarious play within a play, and its general air of celebration makes it interesting to readers of all generations. The play celebrates the idea of marriage, since all the conflicts in the play was resolved through marriage. In 4 days' time, the Duke of Athens, by name Theseus, will be getting married to the Queen of Amazon, by name Hippolyta, whom he has conquered in a battle. As he and his bride-to-be look forward for a memorable celebration, the Duke is approached by a man called Aegeus. Aegeus asks for judgment on his daughter Hermia. In their time, a girl must marry the man the father chooses for her, or face death as the penalty. This law was often not enforced, since the love parents have for their daughters prevented them from reporting their disobedience when they reject their choice of a man. However, Aegeus went to the Duke to enforce such a law on his daughter, Hermia, if she refuses to marry his choice of a man for her. Aegeus wants his precious daughter to marry Demetrius, but she is in love with Lysander. The Duke then informs Hermia to either obey her father by accepting to marry the man he has chosen for her, or face death. He gives her 4 days to make up her mind. Lysander and Hermia are left alone. He tells her that he has an aunt who lives beyond the boundaries of the Duke. Therefore, the powers of the Duke cannot work there, and as such an obnoxious law cannot be enforced on her there. Lysander then suggests that the two of them should meet in the wood and run away to a place where they are free to marry and be happy. Hermia agrees to do so. Hermia's friend Helena arrives. She is unhappy because both Demetrius and Lysander are in love with Hermia. Helena loves Demetrius. However, Demetrius does not return this love for Helena, which makes her unhappy. Hermia tells her trusted friend Helena about their plan to elope to somewhere where she and her lover Lysander can marry. Helena, on hearing this news, decides to tell Demetrius about the plan which Hermia and Lysander keeps as a secret. Helena did this in order to gain favor in the eyes of Demetrius, so that he might consider loving her. Meanwhile, a group of Athenians met to prepare for a play that they hoped to perform as part of the Duke's wedding festivities. They prepare for a play telling the tragic story of an ill-fated lovers, Pyramus and Thisbe. However, they never did realize how absurd this story will be on a happy occasion during the wedding for one to display a tragic story. They decide on which part each should play, and finally agree to meet in the wood, where they can rehearse the play in the private, away from public eye. It is interesting to know that fairies live in the woods, where this group of Athenians want to meet to rehearse their play, and it is in this same wood that Hermia and Lysander are to meet in order to elope. In the woods, Oberon and Titania, the fairy king and queen, are quarreling. The cause of their quarrel is that Titania will not allow the king of fairies, Oberon, to have an Indian boy who she has raised. Oberon wants the boy to be his page. In the end, Oberon decides to resolve this by punishing Titania. As a way of forcing her to obey him, he will cast a spell on her as she sleeps, so that she falls in love with the first creature she sees upon waking up. Demetrius also goes to the wood searching for Hermia. Helena then follows him, and he angrily rejects her. Oberon, the king of the fairies, sees this and is disturbed. He then orders Punk to use the magic he used on Titania on Demetrius so that he will fall instantly in love with Helena. Oberon tells Punk that he will recognize the young Aegean by his clothing. Unfortunately, Punk comes across the other couple, Lysander and Hermia, instead of Demetrius and Helena, and mistakenly applies the magic on Lysander. Helena then arrives and wakes Demetrius up, and he falls in love with her instantly, rejecting Hermia. Helena at this point believes Lysander is making a mockery of her and runs away in tears. Hermia wakes up from sleep only to realize that she is alone and goes in search of Lysander. Punk sees a group of Athenians rehearsing their play and how upset they all are. He decides to add a little fun to it at their expense. He transforms Bottom's head into the head of an ass. Titania, the queen of the fairies, wakes up from sleep, and Bottom was the first creature she saw. She fell in love with him instantly. Oberon, the king of the fairies, discovered that Punk has mistakenly made Lysander fall in love with Helena. To correct this problem, he put the love juice in Demetrius's eyes and orders Punk to bring Helena there. When this was done, Demetrius professes his love for Helena. Helena is in a state of dilemma, as both Lysander and Demetrius have fallen deeply in love with her. Hermia finds the three of them and is surprised at the sudden turn of events. Both Lysander and Demetrius, who once loved her, no longer desired her. Hermia believes that her friend has stolen Lysander from her. Demetrius and Lysander go off to fight in order to settle which one of them will have Helena. Helena then ran away from them. Hermia is left alone and completely confused. Oberon, the king of the fairies, then orders Punk to separate Demetrius and Lysander and to arrange for the four Athenians, Hermia, Helena, Lysander, and Demetrius, to fall asleep near each other so that he can correct the mistake they have made. Punk then applies the antidote to Lysander's eyes, freeing him from Helena's love. However, Demetrius is still in love with Helena. Titania and Bottom fall asleep in each other's arms. Punk goes to free her from the spell, as she has finally given the Indian boy to the king of the fairies. He releases her from the spell and they reconcile, forgiving each other. Punk then transforms Bottom's head back to its normal state. Meanwhile, the Duke of Athens, Theseus, Hippolyta, and companions enter the wood. Theseus sees the four lovers asleep and orders them to be woken up. To the surprise of everyone present, the lovers are now happily paired. The Duke of Athens orders that they should be allowed to marry as they choose in his own wedding ceremony. The protest from Aegeus, the father of Hermia, is dismissed. A triple wedding was organized during which the performance of the story Pyramus and Thisbe was displayed for all to see. The party ends at midnight, and the fairies appear, dance, and bless the union of the three couples. Thanks for watching this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video.